We've all been there. There's a new officer or a new manager, and with them comes a new vision. A poster goes up on the wall and someone gives a talk, but nothing really changes. The vision just sits there, waiting to be embraced. In all this, it's easy to get cynical, easy to lose sight of the vital importance that a strong, clear vision can play in everything we do. But vision gives us focus, gives us direction, and gives us a drive to move into new and exciting expressions of mission. Without it, it's all too easy to get stuck in the routine of how things have always been done, without asking why. A vision gives us the framework to ask why. It gives us the power to ask, what can we do? And spurs the question, how we need to change. These are questions we need to ask if we are to service the mission of God and the needs of the community in ways which have effective, transformational impact.
So I'm Major Paul Moles and you're at Auburn Corps in the western suburbs of Sydney. I think the great thing about this Corps is that it reflects the community that we're part of. Auburn is one of the most diverse suburbs in Sydney, and this Corps, in seeking to serve this community, is really trying to reflect that. And so I'm excited that we've got people from all those nationalities making up our congregation. This Corps, well before we were appointed here, was a very strong, traditional Anglo Corps. But about maybe 20 to 30 years ago, this area started to change and people started to move in from all over the world. And so the Corps was faced with a challenge. Who are we going to be in the next few decades? And we were fortunate in that time that a visionary officer was appointed and began this process of saying to the Corps, we need to open our doors. What was happening at that time too is large numbers of refugees began moving into this area, and this Corps began ministries to refugees. So many of those people felt comfortable to come here. They came here to get help, they found spiritual support, they found salvation, they found a church to belong to. One of the things that we deliberately try and do here at Auburn is be involved at a local level, at the council, the interagency network meetings. We try to attend them, we try to be very visible in the community, we try to be listening to find what's happening. So as a called out, despite this huge journey we've been on, we've got to keep saying, what is the future of this area? What is the future of our ministry in this area? And so we are now deliberately as a leadership team starting to say, what can we do to welcome, to be relevant, to embrace this new community that's moving into our area. And we're wrestling with those questions right now. The Army has a calling as a movement to be active in the community, every soldier involved in some way. You've got to make it the focal point of who we are as a people. There is a huge world out there in great need, and we're called to be part of the answer to their need. You've got to know what are the issues facing your community, what is your community concerned about, and what are the changes, what are people, a lot of people are planning, they're predicting, they're looking forward into the next 10 years, the 20 years of their community, and they're saying, look, these things are going to open up, we're going to see these developments taking place. If you've got that, then you can bring that back to your leadership team, and strategically you can pray, you can plan, you can try things, not that they always work, but you can trial different things and you can be prepared rather than letting the world pass you by and you stay in your little microcosm. So you cannot neglect the fact that the Salvation Army needs to be part of its community. You've got to leave behind, no matter how big the needs inside the church are. The Salvation Army has always been a church that's outside. You haven't got to do it through those old ways that used to work. But if I was to go out with 10 people and stand in a circle and preach the gospel there now, I think it would be offensive to some. I don't know that it would be effective to any. But I think by us being in the marketplace, in the meetings, leading this walk, in Salvation Army uniform, saying we care about people's lives, we are actually making a difference, and we'll see spiritual results.
Wherever there is hardship or injustice, Salvos will live, love and fight alongside others to transform Australia one life at a time with the love of Jesus. This is our vision, a vision for every Salvo.